What's going on, ballers? Thanks so much for tuning in again, and welcome back to another Big J Basketball box break video. We are not breaking any boxes on today's video. This is going to be a PSA submission preview. Actually, a PSA and BGS submission preview. There's a couple cards going to BGS. So we'll go through all these. I'll ship them off, and then we'll see how we do when these come back from grading. I always like doing these videos as kind of a time capsule to see, what I'm sending and how well can I guess what grades are going to come back after these come back from PSA. The background from our last PSA submission, got a couple nice PSA 10s here. There's a Giannis Cosmic number to 100 from Revolution, and Yellow Flood Cade, which both PSA 10s. The Yellow Flood Cade I'm sure is not worth very much right now with him out, but hopefully we'll see some prices on his stuff go up when he comes back next season. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what we're shipping off to the grading companies this time. This one, actually there's a couple of these. This actually was already sent to PSA, got the dreaded min size requirement. Do not holder. And I even mentioned that when I did the preview video when this was sent to PSA originally, I did mention that the bottom of these die cut cards, you can kind of see it almost looks like it's cut up into like to the left and up when it gets cut there. So I thought maybe it would be like miscut, or maybe they would give me, ding me on the edge grade or something like that. But PSA just didn't grade it at all. Other than that, the rest of the card honestly looks really good. I just don't know what they're going to do with this piece here. So we'll send it to BGS and we'll see how it goes. I've had some good luck getting some stuff back from BGS that PSA wouldn't grade in the past. So that's one that's going to BGS. And then the other one going to BGS is this LeBron rookie, 2003 Fleer Tradition. PSA did not even give me a reason why they didn't holder this one. It literally just says no holder, do not holder. They didn't give me a code like how this has the minimum size requirement code. This just says no holder. And I actually looked on PSA's website and it's like, well, it could be any number of reasons that we won't hold or something. But they didn't specify it on this one. LeBron James rookie, it's not perfectly centered. It's definitely a little off left to right. And one of the corners, it's hard to see in the case, but I think one of these corners may have been a little bit dinged. So not expecting a huge grade on this. I mean, as long as BGS grades it, maybe 8.5, something like that. The Kobe, I think, I didn't guess, but depending on what they do with this, it's really hard to tell. I mean, I think if they give pretty normal grades on everything, I don't see why this couldn't get a 9, but we'll have to wait and see how that comes back. So those two are going to BGS. These rest are all going to PSA. So PSA has, they changed up their grading levels since the last time I sent stuff. So these are all going to be sent at the bulk rate, $19 per card. Max declared value is $499. So that's pretty much going to cover almost everything that I send in. I'm rarely sending in stuff that's more than $500 for the most part. So let's go through these. So we got a mix of PC cards and some other cards I'll probably grade and flip. This one, I am completely disappointed in myself. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the video, but for whatever, I stupidly put this into a sleeve and then a top loader. I should have kept it in a one touch, because as I was pulling the card out of the top loader to get it into the card saver, I don't even know how I did it. I was like fishing around in there, and it's really hard to see, but there is a tiny, tiny crease right there running across that top section. And you can even see it on the front too, the way the card shines. See how there's a little shiny piece right there. Yep, creased the card, can't believe it. I wanted to cry when I noticed that I did it. So I didn't think this was gonna get a 10 anyway. It probably had like maybe an 8 at best. But now there's no way it's getting more than a 6 with that crease in that corner. May even get a 5. So probably 5 or 6 on this one. I am so mad at myself. I can't believe I did that. But you know what? Sometimes crap happens and you just got to deal with it. So that one's still going to PSA. This one as well, Jambalaya. I was a little worried about this card when I first got it, because the way it's cut here, and again, it's tough to see. You might be able to see it better on the back. The way these jambalayas are cut, it almost it's not a real smooth edge all the way around here. There's kind of a little divot there. And I thought that might screw up the grade, but I've seen several copies now of graded Ginobili jambalayas from this year, and they all have the exact same edge here. So I think that's just a production thing. I don't think it's going to detract from the grade. But centering looked good. Everything else looked really good. This edge over here, you can see a little bit of white on the black section here where his position is. So that probably is gonna keep it from getting a 10. So hoping to get a 9 on this one. I saw a PSA 9 recently sell for under 500 bucks. So within the max declared value there. Some random stuff here that I ripped pretty recently. Got a hoops pack, I think from a collectible card club box. This is a PSA 10. It's like a $35, $40 card, but who knows, maybe the Heat will make some noise in the playoffs and his stuff will go up a little bit. So we'll see there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his stuff is doing pretty well. Or we're not really, honestly, for as well as he's playing, his cards aren't super valuable, especially compared to a lot of other guys who might be worth more and aren't even playing as well as Shai is right now. Pulled this out of 18-19 status pack. This is the Aqua parallel. You can tell by the blue down in this section here. So PSA 10 would be nice on this one. Again, didn't find any issues. Basically all the rest of these cards here, well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. They're not all PSA 10 candidates. We'll get a chance there. But so far I think, okay, probably 5 or 6, hopefully a 9, hopefully a 10, hopefully a 10. Now we got a lot of Denny stuff that I'm gonna grade for the personal collection. This is a case hit insert from Contenders. This looked perfect to me. I couldn't find a flaw anywhere, so definitely hoping for a 10 on that one. Now I got a whole bunch of Prism rookies that are probably not gonna get 10s, but I wanna grade them anyway. Fast Break Blue, this one is clearly off center. Hoping I can still get a 9 on it. Everything else looked great except that left to right centering. So hopefully that one gets a 9. This one I originally thought may have had a shot at a 10. Centering is almost perfect. I mean, 50-50 pretty much all the way around. But there is a teeny bit of white in this corner up here. Really hard to see on camera. But I'm wondering if that little bit of white up there will keep it from getting a 10. So we'll see. But if not, hopefully a 9 on that one. This one, again, really close. Left to right centering is awesome. Top to bottom it's so close. It's a little bit thicker on the top than the bottom. So I'm hoping they don't ding me too hard for that. Everything else looks really good. So hoping for a 10, but if not, definitely should be at least a 9 on that one. We got 2 reds. And I set them up like this on purpose. I put the one that's, as long as I grade this stuff in order, I don't really know how PSA does this, but this is my kind of tinfoil hat theory that maybe if I put the one that's slightly off center, you can see this one's thicker on the left than it is on the right in front of the one that's a lot better centered. Maybe they'll see this one and go, okay, that's a 9. And then they see this one and say, wow, that one looks a lot better by comparison. So that one should be a 10. So hoping for a 10 on this one, probably going to get a 9 on that one. So those are all the serial numbered ones. And then I have, if you remember from mail days in the past, I was buying a bunch of Prism Silvers, trying to find really nice centered copies. I ended up buying like 4 or 5, and these were the only 2 that I thought had a shot at a 10. The others had, surface issues, edge, corner issues, even if the centering was great. Centering looks awesome on both of these. I've seen a lot of off-center copies, basically on most cards from this year's Prism, and on Denny's rookies as well, a lot of off-centered ones. And these looked really good to me. Couldn't find any issues on either of these. So hoping at least one of them gets a 10. Be awesome if both of those got 10s. Here's another one. I actually bought another raw copy of this card recently, Select Courtside Silver. These are still really rare, much more rare than Prism Silvers. So this was probably going to be a really low pop if I can get a 10 on this card. Looked it over, everything looks great. The other one that I bought that was raw had some surface scratches. So again, you can see how tough it is to find these in really good shape. But this one looked really good. So definitely going to keep my fingers crossed for a 10 on this one. And then the rest of the cards, hoping we can get 10s on these. Got Cade Cunningham, Pitch Black from Obsidian T-Mall. This is the Green Flood. I know these sometimes Obsidian cards can be tough to grade. Didn't really find any issues on this one, so hoping for a 10. Couple Blue Velocities, Cade and Scotty. It's really tough to judge centering on these. I never know how much top and bottom it's kind of supposed to look. I think there's a little bit more space on the top here than the bottom as opposed to the Scotty. Maybe there's more space on the bottom, less space at the top, but I don't know. They're pretty close and I couldn't really find any big issues. They both have great eye appeal, no surface, corner, or edge issues or anything like that. So just gonna depend on how they grade the centering on these, but both of these looked pretty good. Hopefully we can get a 10 on both of those. These last 2, I wasn't sure if I was going to grade or not, but I think it would be worth it if they both got 10s for sure to grade. This Halliburton 75th anniversary, it's a second year card, not numbered, retail insert, but still a pretty low pop card. The blue 75ths were super popular when they first came out, were very expensive. Prices have come down a lot, obviously. But I think if this gets a 10, it's probably still worth it. Centering looked really good all the way around. Couldn't really find any issues on that card. And then the last one here, we got a Bones Highland, Orange Ice. And again, I'm actually still waiting on a couple Orange Ices to come back. My last PSA order I sent in is still in assembly. It's been there for a little while now, so hopefully that one gets moving soon. But I'm hoping I can get good grades on the Orange Ice ones that I already sent in. I think I sent in Evan Mobley and a Luka. But Bones still playing pretty well for the most part. I think he's got a lot of fans who like his cards. So, and a nice color match with the Orange Ice and the Nuggets uniform. So hopefully that one can get a 10. So that's going to do it. So we got 18 cards going to PSA, only 2 cards going to BGS, and hopefully this can come back soon. And as soon as they do, we'll do PSA reveal, and I'll always link this video in the comments and the description for the PSA reveal so we can compare and see how well I did on guessing the grades on these. That's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.